Generative AI is transforming how visual content is created.
Generative AI will reinvent nearly every industry.
Some chunks of the jobs can be done. If you're a programmer, you don't write functions anymore. Copilot writes them for you. If you're an artist, though, it's a bit different, because a big chunk of the artist's economic activity has been taken by some of the image generators. And while new jobs will be created, it's going to be a long period of economic uncertainty.
I think everyone in the future is going to have better lives than the best people of today. I think there's a moral duty to figure out how to do that. I also think this is unstoppable.
Well, my view is that if you have an AI that's more capable than you, the only way to fully control it and align it is to remove its freedom. I don't know how to do that for entities that are more capable than me.
We're currently living through the growing pains of generative artificial intelligence. Midjourney, Runway, 11 Labs, MusicGen, ChatGPT. These are just a few of the many machine learning tools currently being used in 2023 by millions of people worldwide. Every day, new forms of mind and genre-bending work is being created, causing rifts in the very foundation of our modern media landscape. As humankind tinkers with these incredible new tools, could it be possible that we're actually living through an entirely new period in art history? Perhaps we could call it the synthetic period or the digital renaissance. Either way, I think it's best we all hold on to our GPU-know-whats, because in today's video, we'll be exploring how generative artificial intelligence is reimagining popular culture in the 21st century. Number 1. Parallel universe pop culture. Thanks to the tireless work of AI researchers and developers across the globe, text-to-image tools certainly have come a long way. When compared to their latest descendants, outputs from models released only 2 years ago seem absolutely prehistoric. The amount of progress made in only a couple of years is astounding. Using midjourney on its own can yield all sorts of incredible imagery, but when combined with other generative AI tools, the results can be quite, well, magical. In this video, the world of witchcraft and wizardry meets one of the most memeable and controversial luxury brands on the planet. From the mind of Demon Flying Fox, a truly entertaining use case for generative AI was born. The creation of parallel universe popular culture through the cross-pollination of cultural icons from the past. With over 10 million views and counting, a wave of other creators have decided to leverage this newfound recipe for virality to create numerous other versions using nostalgic references like Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z, The Office, Pokemon. The list goes on and on. In fact, an entire subgenre of adaptations in the highly recognizable style of film director Wes Anderson were also created. The potential to use this technology for the hybridization of popular culture is astronomical.
Grab that Mountain Dew. Wormhole closes in 5 minutes.
What planet are you guys from?
Planet Mountain Dew. The place where all your dreams come true.
These technologies are also giving birth to truly innovative products, the likes of which could only come from the mind of a singular genius. That genius is Denk Chungus. And that product is the Pro Game Toilet by Lamborghini. Unfortunately, there seems to be a waitlist for their latest model, unless you're Elon Musk. Number 2. Avant-Garde Advertising. YouTube is now chock full of AI-generated commercials that will make you laugh, cry, and question your sanity all at the same time. Their existence can be attributed to the fact that many developers have shifted their focus from stills to motion, with the ultimate goal of achieving the same level of overall coherency across many frames instead of just one. As you can see in the examples I'm about to show you, this is proving to be quite a difficult task. I must warn you though, what you're about to see cannot be unseen. The very first open-source text-to-video model was called Cog Video. At the time of its release, it was the largest general domain text-to-video generation pre-training model with 9.4 billion parameters. Trained on a previously released text-to-image model called CogView 2, Cog Video is able to produce 4-second GIFs at a resolution of 480 by 480 at 8 frames per second. Since its release, multiple other open-source models have emerged. Model Scope was created by Damo Vision Intelligence Lab, a research division of the e-commerce giant Alibaba. Judging by the extremely subtle presence of the Shutterstock logo plastered across each video generation, it's pretty obvious where a decent percentage of this model's data comes from. Despite its flaws, Model Scope, along with other publicly available models like Runway's Gen 2, have been lovingly embraced by a number of creators online to generate some truly horrifyingly hilarious videos, several of which have managed to float to the top of the YouTube algorithm. Public figures and celebrities gorging themselves on spaghetti, or in this case a field of cactus, seem to have become classics in their own right. Other culinary creations have appeared in the form of full-length ads that can only be described in 3 words: gutness, fever dreams. The imagery generated by these digital Renaissance pioneers comes in all shapes, sizes, and textures. Some of them look like Picasso meets PepsiCo, while others are like hitching a ride back in time during a bad acid trip. But regardless of how these videos make you feel, when you take a step back and wipe the pizza nuggets off your face, perhaps you'll begin to see something beautiful. With each new model released, a truly unique aesthetic emerges from its vast ether of training data, marking a new micro-period within the history of avant-garde AI artwork. Lessons are learned at each stage of development. Around every corner, new solutions are waiting to be discovered. It really makes you wonder what kind of world awaits us in the years to come. Number 3. Immortal Artists.
In a couple of years it starts going. In 5 years, creativity, imagination, engagement, entertainment is completely transformed.
Within 5 years.
Within 5 years.
This is going to be the biggest shift change that we've ever seen.
The shift change Imad refers to is not only occurring in the world of generative visuals, but in generative audio as well. This field has grown significantly in recent years, resulting in a number of innovative applications such as speech synthesis, AI-generated music, and sound design. Applications like Amper Music, Meta's Music Gen, Google's Music LM, Loudly, and a handful of others can now be used to generate music across a variety of genres. Generative adversarial networks, transformer models, and long short-term memory networks are being used to analyze and reproduce musical structures, allowing AI to create unique compositions that sound carefully thought out, dynamic, and expressive. You don't have to look far to see the disruptive potential of synthetic audio. Heart on My Sleeve, produced by the anonymous account Ghostwriter977, will go down in music history as the first Drake song to go viral without his consent. Although the beat for this song was not made using AI, speech synthesis was most definitely used to clone the likeness of Drake's voice. The song racked up millions of views on TikTok and over 600,000 streams on Spotify before a widespread copyright takedown was ordered by Universal Music Group. The emergence of voice cloning technology has received mixed reactions within the music industry, with many pointing out their obvious potential for misuse in the form of malicious deepfakes and chaotic copyright disputes. However, one artist has chosen to take a different route entirely by open sourcing her voice to her fans in the form of her own software. Just a few weeks ago, Grimes released ElfTech, an AI-powered voice emulator designed for the creation and distribution of music using her voice. Not only does this technically make her the first self-replicating AI pop star, but also a pretty generous one at that. Registered ElfTech creators can submit pre-recorded a cappella or record their own set of original vocals to be transformed into a Grimes AI voice print. They can then incorporate these transformed vocals in the creation of new songs. For just $10 a year, fans can upload their finished songs to ElfTech for potential distribution. Since Grimes is an independent artist not tied to any labels, she's even agreed to split the master recording royalties for any successful AI-generated songs produced using her emulator, the very same deal she offers to any other artist she collaborates with. Grimes admits that this will likely be a pretty chaotic process, but in her own words, she's stated that, quote, "Grimes is an art project, not a music project. The ultimate goal has always been to push boundaries rather than have a nice song. The point is to poke holes in the simulation and see what happens, even if it's a bad outcome for us." All things considered, this experiment seems to be going well, with several impressive collaborations already being released, one of which has already reached 500,000 streams on Spotify.
Here, let me start this better. Copyright sucks. I don't think art belongs to anyone. I think art is a conversation that we have with like all the humans that came before us, and it's messages we're leaving to everyone coming after us. We are the luckiest artists in the world who can engage with these things right now.
Number 4. Synthetic storytelling. You would think that modern media would be nothing without the inventive minds of creative writers, but apparently there's more to this story than we thought. Ubisoft is already experimenting with a new AI tool, and you'll never guess what it's called. Ghostwriter. The tool is designed to aid video game developers in the creation of short and often repetitive dialogue for their non-player characters, known in the industry as barks. The creator of Ghostwriter, Ben Swanson, has assured writers that this tool isn't meant to replace them, but to alleviate the time spent on what is often one of their most laborious tasks, giving them more time to polish narratives elsewhere. Despite such statements of good faith from Ben and other developers, many professionals who have formed their careers around the written word view these technologies as a threat to their very livelihoods. The Writers Guild of America, representing over 11,000 Hollywood screenwriters, has been on strike since May 2nd of this year. The strike has brought many productions to a standstill and has even interfered with others that were still going forward. Much of this strike is centered around the distribution of streaming residuals. However, an entire section of their official negotiations addresses generative writing tools like ChatGPT. The Guild has proposed that AI not be used to write or rewrite literary material, source material, as well as forbidding the use of MBA-covered material to train AI. As of the recording of this video, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers has rejected their proposal and countered by offering annual meetings to, quote, discuss advancements in technology. Creative AI tools are still brand new, and people are just beginning to learn how to integrate them in their everyday and professional lives. People have every right to feel threatened by them, but they also have the right to use them to amplify their abilities in new ways. One thing is for sure, things are moving very fast, and it's hard for anyone to keep up. Even as I write this script, the media industry continues to be impacted by AI. It's forcing us to ask questions like, how do we quantify creativity? Who are the arbiters of good or bad taste? And are we naive to think that these technologies couldn't possibly supersede our own creative capabilities eventually? I've never been so scared, but excited at the same time. It's a strange feeling. I hope that humankind never forgets that we're experiencing this cultural shift together. We're raising this synthetic intelligence together. Aligning it with our values will be no easy task, if possible at all. Nevertheless, artificial intelligence is finally here, and we have to try. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate your support. Comment below with the word 100% so we know you've watched the entire video. To learn more about artificial intelligence, science and technology, don't forget to subscribe, and while you're at it, why not watch our next video here?